Hello my friends, today I'll show you how to make a frickin' powerful future bounce drop like Dirty Palm in FL Studio 20. But first I just wanna quickly say that I recently released my own Future House sample pack with 5 professional Future House FLPs, 275 samples, and 130 presets for Serum and Synth 1. The link is in the description. Alright my good man, let's start by making some emotional chords. Now let's create a nice melody on top. Nice. Now that we have a melody we can start building the drop. The most important part of a Dirty Palm style drop is the lead. So let's start by creating a lead that's freaking huge. We'll start off with this serum layer. Now let's add a lot of layers to make the lead as fat and juicy as possible. Guys, we'll add this pitch automation for the lead, which is extremely important because it makes the lead a whole lot more interesting. Sounds nice, but we still need to do something about this empty space here, so let's add some nice vocal chops. I just added this vocal one-shot sample from my sample pack. Then chopped it up a bit and changed the pitch. Guys, I actually think the lead sounds quite nice now, but as I said before, it has to be freaking huge in order to sound like Dirty Palm songs. So let's add some nice mixing effects for the lead and f***ing distort it to oblivion. We'll start with compression using OTT, then an EQ, distortion with Fruity Blood Overdrive, a second EQ, Soundjadizer, a third EQ, distortion with Camel Crusher, more distortion with Devasta, another EQ, and lastly even more distortion using Fruity Fast Dist. This is the lead without the mixing effects. And this is with. Guys, I know what you think. That's a crap ton of mixing effects. I know it can seem overwhelming, but in order to really create a drop like Dirty Palm we have to push the lead all the way to its limits. So if you try to create a Dirty Palm style drop and are done mixing the lead, go ahead and add even more compression and distortion. Now guys, to make the lead bigger let's add a nice reverb and control it using this reverb automation. Let's also add the synth shot to fill out the space where the melody stops playing for a bit. Nice. Now my good man, we will create a fat bassline. But first, I would truly appreciate it if you subscribed and turned on post notifications. Alright my dudes, we'll start with a serum bass layer playing this bassline. If we want to create a Dirty Palm style drop we have to have a really powerful and dirty bassline. To achieve this we'll add a lot of powerful layers. Now let's add some stabs on top to make the bass bigger. I added these 2 stab layers. Playing this stab melody. I like how it sounds now, but we can make it a lot more aggressive and hard, so let's add some mixing effects to take the bass to the next level. I started off with an EQ, then compression with OTT, a Soundjadizer, distortion with Fruity Fast Dist, 2 more EQs, and lastly some more distortion using Camel Crusher. This my friends is what the bass sounds like without the mixing effects. And this is with. Guys, I have a fun fact for you. Only 33% of you watching are subscribed, so let's try to make it 50-50. Now guys, let's add some nice chords on top of the bass to make the drop fuller and fatter. We'll start with the serum layer playing these emotional chords. Now let's add some more chord layers. Alright my friends, let's add some nice mixing effects to spice up the chords. We'll start with a fruity stereo shaper to make them wider, then EQ, compression with OTT, a Soundjadizer, distortion with Fruity Fast Dist, a second EQ, more distortion with Camel Crusher, and a final EQ. This is the chords without the mixing effects. And this is with. Now, this is what the chords and bass sound like together. Let's add a volume automation for the bass and chords. This automation makes them sound a lot more controlled and make them fit better with the lead, which is very important. That is Dirty Palm's superpower in my opinion. He has an insane ability to just make the bass, chords and lead sit together perfectly and hit freaking hard. Now guys, let's add some harmony chords on top of the bass and chords. I just added this distorted saw layer from Synth 1, playing these harmony notes while being controlled by this cutoff automation. Now my friends, the last thing we're gonna do is to add some nice drums and effects. Alright guys, that was all of the elements of the drop, but before I show you the result, I would sincerely appreciate it if you went and checked out the sample pack. The link is in the description. Alright guys, here we go. If you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys.